What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. I'm a big 1911 fan. If you guys know me, I'm a big 1911 fan. So at this time of year, 90% of the time, actually probably 90% of the time, this is what I carry right here. It would be a 1911. All right, this is the full 5-inch. This is my Rock Island Armory 1911. I love 1911s. I love the history of the 1911. I love how they feel. I love how I shoot them. 1911s are by far my favorite firearm when it comes down to guns. Now, every single time I've done a 1911 video, it usually takes off and people are really interested in 1911s. But one of the questions that I always get from every single 1911 video I've ever done is the most common question is, Matt, what type of ammo should I be using when it comes to a 1911? And I thought about it, I looked back at my old videos, and I never actually covered it completely. So, let's get into it. Now, before I get into what carry ammunitions you should probably use for a 1911, I have to talk a little bit about the history of a 1911. And I don't want to wander off. I've tried to do this video twice already, and I go off and I'm already over 15 minutes. I don't want to be that long. So I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. So bear with me, guys. Now, when the 1911 came into service, it was World War I. All right, it came into service in World War I, was in service World War II in Korea and Vietnam, all the way up to when I got out of the Marine Corps in 2006. Special operations guys that I've worked with, whether it was ODA teams, the SEAL teams that I came across, or it was the, recon or force recon teams that I worked with, the pistol on all of their hips was a 1911. All right, I'm not joking, it was a 1911. The Marine Corps shooting team out of 29 Palms, California, their backup, their pistol for the competition was customized 1911s, all right, when I was in 2006. The service life for the 1911 is the longest service life for any pistol in the entire military history. The longest service life of any pistol is in 1911 in history. And it is a very good gun. A lot of people will tell you today that it's a horrible gun. They're dead wrong. All right, it is a very good gun if you know how to take care of it, you know how to maintain it, and you shoot the right ammunition for it. If you don't believe me, guys, look at how many Medal of Honor recipients. All right, just read some of the World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea. Just look back at all those Medal of Honor recipients, and you'd be amazed that a lot of them came down to it was them in their 1911. There's one story of a guy pulled out his 1911. He was against 6 dudes, 6 guys charging him. His rifle went down. He pulled out his 1911 and shot him from the farthest to the closest. 6 dudes in a 7-round magazine, dropped all 6 of them. A 1911 is by far a very good gun. It is very tested, very proven. It's tested and proven. It's been in service for a long time. It works very well, all right, especially if you know how to use it properly. So don't believe the hype that you hear all the people that are sponsored by other big names and ammunition companies are teaching you. 1911 is a good gun if you know how to take care of it and you're not lazy, all right? You can't be lazy with a 1911, all right? But anyway, I can get into rants on that, and I've done videos about it. But we're going to talk a little bit about the history of it. Like I said, came in service in World War I. You saw it through World War II all the way up to the military service. We talked about it's been the longest service life. The reason they switched over to the 45 ACP in the 1911, the Colt 45, the reason they switched over to 45 ACP is prior to World War I, it was the, Spanish-American War, I believe it was. Quote me if I'm wrong, Spanish-American War, they're using what they called a 38 long pistol, is what the guys were issued, the troops are issued. A 38 long pistol. Now, I don't know the difference between 38 long and 38 special. I don't know. Believe it or not, 38 9mm, 357 SIG, 357 Magnum. It's pretty much a 9mm cartridge. It's just short by like a couple points. All right. So, but anyway, they were using the 38 long pistol. And the problem that they were having is their rifle would go down, they'd pull their 38 long pistol, they'd empty the cylinder at a dude, they'd hit him center mass, and that dude would keep charging them, and they would get a note home to their family saying that they lost their lives serving the country. And the military started questioning, oh, wow, we're having some problems with the 38 long. Maybe we should get a new cartridge that might actually work a little bit better. So we came out with the 45 ACP, and it became in a military service. Now, the 45 ACP is a phenomenal round. Great round. It has been around for a long time. It works very well. Name one pistol cartridge. Here it is. Here trivia, match trivia. Name one pistol cartridge that has dropped more enemies to America in foreign wars than the .45 ACP. Name one more pistol cartridge. So I'm gonna wait. Let's hear the answers. You got any ones yet? Or is it still 45? 1911's, Thompson's, all, yeah. Probably still 45, right? So 45 is a very effective caliber. Modern day teachings, all right, will teach you that in any carry gun, defensive gun, go-to-war pistol, you need the best ammunition available to you. So you have to carry jacketed hollow point. You have to carry some sort of jacketed hollow point for defense because that's the best stuff for it. And for those of you who don't know what jacketed hollow point is, this is a jacketed hollow point round, all right? This is a Hornady. This is Hornady, I don't remember the exact name of it. This is a Hornady 200, 180, I don't remember. It thinks like 200, weird 200 some odd grain. This is Hornady. This is a .45 ACP round. This is a jacketed hollow point round right there. Whereas this right here is hardball. Can you see the difference? Okay, can you see the difference there? So you have jacketed hollow point and hardball. Now, when it comes to a 1911, a couple things you need to keep in mind. It was designed back for military service a long time ago when the standard ammunition that was used was hardball. All right, was a hardball round nose ammunition. Was a primary round that they used. They had soft lead stuff too, absolutely. But the primary round they used was .45 ACP hardball is what they used for it. The 1911 was specifically designed around the hardball round nose ammunition. Now, when you have a modern day jacketed hollow point, there's a couple types of jacketed hollow points that you'll get. And like I said, you have this type right here. Now, this stuff isn't in my gun, and I'm going to tell you why this stuff isn't in my gun. Now, take a look at it really quick. What do you notice about it? All right, it has a triangle and has a flat tip on it. All right, a triangle and a flat tip on it. This is what happens after you've cycled it a few times in your 1911. These side by side. You guys notice something? You notice something? Notice a little bit of difference? Something's wrong with this cartridge over here that I pulled out of the chamber of the 1911 when I was cleaning it about a month ago, right? That's because this is Flatnose ammunition. All right, Flatnose ammunition does not cycle very well when it comes to 1911s. You need some sort of form of round nose ammunition. Now, when you're looking at jacketed hollow points, it's hard to find round nose because most jacketed hollow points have some sort of triangular type of tip just like this. Most jacketed hollow point have some sort of tip like that. Now, when I've shot my 1911, I've gone through a lot of different carry ammunitions. There's only a couple that I trust, and I've ran them, and they ran flawlessly. That is Federal HST plus P, all right? That stuff's all 230 grain, so either Federal HST and Federal HST plus P. Also, good old standard Winchester white box jacketed hollow point. Yeah, that stuff works pretty darn good too. Those are the only two ammunitions that I've never had a single issue with my Rock Island. That's with this gun right here. I've never had a single issue with either one of those ammunitions of rounds. Now, if you take a look at the tips of those rounds, you'll notice that they are a rounded nose jacketed hollow point. Round nose, you've seen a little thing here, seeing a little pattern here. 1911 cycle round nose ammunition the best. All right, they cycle round nose ammunition the best. Now, and once again, we talked about the history, and we talked about how many Medal of Honor recipients they are who are down to their pistols or their Thompson submachine guns, another one, which is another .45, who are down to those, and they easily dropped dudes with their 1911 or their Thompson submachine gun. They easily dropped dudes and saved people's lives, and they won the Medal of Honor, Congressional Medal of Honor for even, Bronze Stars, Silver Stars. These people, there are a lot of stories when it came down to the .45 ACP. What ammunition were they using? Were they using fancy modern day jacketed hollow point, spear, gold dot, tip, hydraulic, whatever the heck you want to call it? No, they're using 230 grain hardball ammunition. 230 grain hardball ammunition. When you go to smaller caliber, like a 9mm, a 38 9mm, same size, 30, that type of stuff, you need expansion. You got to have expansion. You got to. All right. When you have a projectile that's that size, all right, you need that expansion because it is so small and it's traveling so fast that it doesn't do enough on the inside. It's so light, so small, so fast that it doesn't do enough. It goes right through it if you don't have any jacketed hollow point, and it'll keep going through, and you have to keep bum, 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 bum until they fall down. All right, because it's a faster round. .45 ACP, 230 grain. 230 grain. A lot of people, oh, that round's too slow. Yeah, it's slower than a 9mm, but it's also twice as heavy. right? So when you have a heavy duty round that's moving pretty fast for what it's got for a pistol, all right, and you have a heavy duty round that's moving pretty fast, when it hits something, most of the energy is released on that soft target that you hit. The round either gets deformed or starts flipping, and we'll go through, absolutely will go through. Know your target in its background, absolutely will go through it. But you know what? People have been dropped by hardball for a long time. Just look at military history, and it wasn't up here; it was here. All right, by a very long time. And 45 ACP is a very easy round to shoot, and a lot of people are scared of 45, and they think you can't manage the recoil. It's very easy to manage, and it shoots very well, and hardballs very well. The problem you have with 45 ACP when you go to jacketed hollow point is because of the speed of it, because it's a slower round. When it gets in something, it doesn't have enough velocity to get full expansion in the jacketed hollow point. It just doesn't have enough velocity. So what happens is you get a semi-expanded round that pretty much acts almost like a hard ball, but not quite as strong as a hard ball, and it'll probably end up going through doing minimal damage on the inside. Whereas if you go a straight up 230 grain hard ball, it'll do what it's designed to do. And there's a big old saying, they all fall to hard ball. All right, know your target and its background. So when it comes to the 1911, you could choose what you want to choose. If you want a jacketed hollow point, by all means, go out and get yourself a jacketed hollow point. Just pull it out of the box before you go at it. Look at the tip. If it's a rounded nose, it will cycle in your 1911. If it's a flat nose, it will not cycle. That RIP stuff, guys, that is a gimmick. It's like $50 a box, and you get like 25 for a box of. You get 25 rounds for 50 plus bucks, and the thing does more damage on the inside than it does on the outside, and it won't even cycle. Hell, it barely even cycles in Glocks. I've seen it barely even cycle in some Glocks. Some Glocks it'll cycle fun, other it barely ever cycles in it. So when you want to go with jacketed hollow point, especially for 1911s, guys, you got to take a look at the tip. It's got to be some sort of round nose ammunition. If you're like me and you stick with a 1911, what's the design purposes, I go with hardball. I've never had a single issue with the hardball ammunition that I use through it. It cycles it nonstop all the time. And here's another kicker too. So if you go out and get yourself a box like this guy right here, it's Winchester White Box, 230 grain. All right, that one right there, I bought it the other day at Cabela's. I think it was $16. It was just short of $17, like 16 and some change for a box of 50. All right, if you were to get a box of 20 jacketed hollow point and 45 ACP, you're talking 40 bucks. All right, so by getting this, you're saving a heck of a lot of money. All right, when you go to hardball, you're saving a heck of a lot of money. It means you could train a lot more often. A lot of people, one of the biggest complaints people have with 45 is how expensive it is. Even the target ammo is more expensive. If you have like 9mm, $13 to $14, and you're talking 45 is $16 to $17 tops for the ammunition you're using. There isn't that much of a difference. When you get the jacketed hollow point, the difference is big change. All right. So if you're like me, you have a 1911, you're not going to go to some fancy gunsmith to have it completely polished out and spotless and everything else, then you're going to want round nose ammunition. If you're like me, I like hardball. It saves a lot of money in the long run. Allows me to train more, allows me to shoot more, than having to go out buying all kinds of fancy ammunition that may or may not work and may or may not cycle. So it comes down to this, guys. 1911s, all right, they like round nose ammunition. They love 230 grain ammunition. They love round nose ammunition or hardball, round nose hardball. That is the best type of ammunition you want to get when it comes to a 1911. Anyway, guys, I hope this helps. If you like this video, guys, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Now, guys, if you like the content of this channel, please go to Patreon. Please help support this channel. You guys help this channel running. I have 8 supporters, and they have been with me for a long time. They've been with me for a long time. I've only ever had 8 supporters, and you know what? You guys help every step of the way. You help me get the ammo. You help me get the equipment that I have. So if you guys like the content of this channel, you'd like to help support this channel, whether it's $1 a month or whatever it is, go check me out on Patreon. The link will be down below in the description. I'm Matt Stamp over at Patreon. All right. Anyway, guys, it is our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. And Merry Christmas. Peace.